Welcome back, everyone. We are the Renegades, and today we have a full couch.
Yep.
For the first time for Renegades React, we have myself, Nathan Hamilton, the one and only Ben Tolliver, the stoic wonder of the world that keeps reminding people when the video actually starts, Caleb, the redheaded stepchild of the Renegade faction.
That just sounds bad.
No, that we all love and cherish and want to, and everyone wants to be in every video. Everybody wants her to be in every single one of our videos.
One Punch Wyndham.
Actually more popular than all of us.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah, her and right there, her and Caleb. Those two right there are the most popular people on the channel, and they're not on here, and they're barely on here at all.
Yeah.
So there you
Crazy,
go.
isn't it?
And then of course,
because we're in the thumbnails, y'all are gonna click a lot.
Oh man, yeah.
And then over here we have Coffee Shop Jesus, the future FBI, CIA, and IRS #1 criminal.
High aspirations.
Very high aspirations. Mr. Micah Addison Salyer.
I was about to say Mr. Misha.
Mr. Mewich.
Don't you start that Mewich.
There's a guy at work that calls me Makita now.
Makita. Makita.
I like that.
That's a new
I like
one.
that.
Makita. Wow.
You've given the comments ideas. Don't do that.
Yes.
That's a
Makita.
dangerous-
McCullough.
Or now, honestly, a lot of people at work, I'm not going to say where I work, but it's a little redneck, and a lot of them just greet me with Allahu Akbar.
Look at your bravado that you got there, man.
Specifically the Italian guy that works on boats in the parts department. He'll like drive through the parking lot with his window rolled down, screaming at me.
Allahu Akbar!
In the parking lot, yeah.
Really?
Yep. He gave me a dead man switch, so it's like a little like. Push
Oh,
button
yeah,
on
yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, thanks. You're gonna get me shot one day.
Oh, God. Well,
That date could be today. Who knows?
yeah, could be today, son.
Woo.
All right, so we are back here once again, and we got us an ERB.
Yep.
The one and only ERB giving us a matchup of the century: Tony Hawk versus Wayne Gretzky. Both literal titans, considered like gods of their respective sports. Tony Hawk, of course, being the first man ever to land a 900 on a skateboard, which is 2.5 rotations, and Wayne Gretzky, the all-time leading point scorer, goal scorer, assist man, and quite possibly one of the most dazzling skaters I've ever seen.
Yep.
I mean, he won championships just based upon his work. I mean, and given all that happened in his career, it's just it's great to know that he is so highly regarded because of how his work ethic was just so good. And as for Tony Hawk, probably the best vert skater ever. So, do any of you have any knowledge of these two, or?
I know absolutely zero about the sports.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike is a big fan of that sports ball.
Yeah.
Look at all them points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look
Local
at all,
sports.
Look at all
team.
them points.
Do they use a sports
Number one in
ball
points.
in skateboarding?
Yeah.
No,
Well, I don't know.
No. They use a
Skateboard
sports
ball?
board. They use a sports board.
Sports board.
There are ball bearings in the skateboard wheels.
Skateboard
Though,
ball?
that
There you
count.
go.
Sports balls.
Sports balls there.
Sports balls.
And
Mike knows about.
but there
sports
are no
balls.
sports balls in hockey. There is instead
It's a flat ball.
sports
flat
puck.
ball.
A sports puck.
flat ball. Yeah.
A puck ball.
A puck ball.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know a
So
little bit about the sports ball.
these two here,
How about that local sports team?
number one in points.
Number 1 in points.
Sports is pretty hard last game.
Yeah. So Caleb, what about you, Caleb? Do you have any knowledge of these two?
I've seen the Mighty Ducks.
Well, there you go.
There you go. That's good enough.
The great one. Well, hey, actually, he is in the Mighty Ducks too. He actually is in the second one.
I've seen that one too.
There you go.
Okay. Wyndham, how about you?
What's the question?
What do you know about either of these men?
I mean, I've definitely heard of both, and I've heard lots of things because my dad is a big sports ball fan, and
Oh, God.
my brother is a big Tony Hawk fan. My dad's kind of a big Tony Hawk fan too. So
Okay.
I mean,
you heard a fair bit.
yeah, and I've seen a lot, and so I wouldn't be able to pick Gretzky out of a bunch of people, but I'd probably be able to pick Tony Hawk out
Okay.
because I like him too.
All right.
But
So, what about you, Ben?
I mean, I've wanted to get into hockey for a long time, so I know about Wayne Gretzky,
Okay.
and I know that Tony Hawk's made a lot of skating games. And then they.
This is true. Well, he's starred in a lot.
He's
of
been in a lot of
skating
skating games.
Mm-hmm.
movies. Okay.
Alongside Spider-Man and a cop.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay,
So what are our predictions, though?
Well, that's
Sports
that's
guy's gonna win.
that's the stage we're getting to.
which obligatory white guy is going to win? You know, the brat. You know, the very quiet, cool and collected Canadian, or the brash, in your face skateboarder from America, Tony Hawk.
Ladies and gentlemen, place your bets, and as our ever so special guest, Wyndham, you're up first.
Yes.
I'm the ever so special guest? Okay. Well, I'm going to say simply because, I mean, I know that other people are going to say notoriety of Gretzky, but I'm going to say notoriety of Tony Hawk because I feel like his personality and everything that he's known for, even if you don't know sports, he's been in all these games that pretty much all of us has heard of him.
Yep.
So I'm going to say, as far as notoriety because of personality and opinions and like being in a sport that I feel like most people have seen and can relate to. I feel like skateboarding is kind of an everyman. You can at least, like you see kids out in their backyard skating.
Well, you could skateboard in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's kind of hard to ice skate because
exactly. So I'm gonna say just for notoriety and relatability, I'm gonna say Tony Hawk.
Okay.
All right. And next up, because I fear him and he's sitting right next to me, Caleb, please don't hit me. Make your pick.
I was going to go with Tony Hawk.
Tony
Just
Hawk.
'cause
Tony Hawk.
All right.
He just seems to have more street cred, I guess, like with
Think-
the video games and the endorsements.
That's
like he's newer, right? Like when
Oh, yeah.
Gretzky was kind of.
Gretzky.
Little-
Both of them had periods of dominance in the '90s, but Tony Hawk stayed more relevant.
He's currently more
yeah,
mainstream.
Yeah,
than
he's more
Gretzky.
mainstream because of the games and So I'd say yeah, and plus Hawk is younger. Hawk I think is Hawk is about 10 years younger actually.
I believe that's right. All right. Because I also fear him. Micah, what do you got, buddy?
I honestly had no idea, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about these two people.
Not confident enough to make a pick either way, huh?
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea.
That is
That's fair.
absolutely fair.
I mean, I know Wayne Gretzky's really popular up north, and I am kind of scared of a bunch of Canadians like rising up and like coming down here on like a herd of moose.
Well,
and,
now
like,
just remember, this is the preliminaries. We haven't heard the raps yet. We'll make that call later.
Like-
then we can worry about the Canadians.
maple syrup Molotov cocktails.
That's probably going to get you more threats from the Canadians than not knowing.
You
Wayne
know,
Gretzky,
honestly,
so.
if you're assuming that the Canadians are going to threaten you, then you obviously don't know Canadians.
Well, this is true.
that's why it's
Canadians
To
are
be
real
fair.
I've
nice.
seen some
That's
threatening
why-
Canadians.
No, I have as
fair.
well.
The only
Harley
Cana-
Morenstein
the-
scares
the
the
only
shit out of me.
Threatening Canadians.
The
but
only
Canadians
Canadians
are
I
not
know
gonna
are
be
like
threatening
they
you
were like the
necessarily.
nicest, most accommodating people ever.
Well, Brock Lesnar lives in Canada now, so
Oh well,
And the Canadians made fun of Booer that one time.
that's true. That happened a
Oh.
lot.
That was fun.
That's
That was a
other
good
other
time.
Ben.
That was a good story. Yep.
okay.
All right, Nate, make your pick.
I like Tony Hawk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I mean, he's one of my favorites. But in terms of accomplishment and everything, and plus the fact that, skateboarders are tough, but hockey players are pretty much as tough as diamond-plated calculus. So
Calculus isn't that hard.
okay,
It was for me.
okay,
Hush.
diamond-plated physics.
Physics isn't that hard.
Okay, diamond-plated string theory.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. So, all right. So, I'm going with Gretzky. I'm being the odd man out here. I'm going with Gretzky.
Well, you're not going to be the only odd man out.
Oh, really?
I mean, I am an odd man. And
No
I'm
debating that.
I'm going to pick Gretzky as well. I mean, you ever been to a fight and a hockey game breaks out?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I can agree to. I mean, I definitely think that as far as, hockey versus skateboarding typically, but I feel like more as far as public eye, well known to.
No,
I
I
don't
agree
know.
with that. I agree with
Because
that.
I had the exact same thought. I was going, well, I mean, would I rather be taken down by a skateboarder, or would I like which one would I be more scared of? Which one do I think I could handle myself more with? So
I mean,
definitely went there in my mind.
the most threatening skateboarder I can think of is Lucas Lee from Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
And all you got to do is challenge him to a grind competition
Yeah,
and
and
you win.
yeah, and even with his stunt doubles, it's like, okay, there's 7 of you. I'd still take that fight over Wayne Gretzky.
Okay. Well,
So, all right. So we have a fully split decision. We have 2 for Gretzky, 2 for Hawk, Micah abstaining in the preliminaries. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this.
Let's do it. Let me get it on screen. And
Oh. All right.
Peter actually looks a lot like him. That's
Ooh.
oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, the Oilers trade. I remember that.
Ooh.
I'd actually laughed if it was Deadpool on the Zamboni. That's true.
Ooh.
That's true. That's true. 12-year-old kid did a 1080. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Let's talk about athletic achievements. You and I have so many world records between us. 184. That's plenty-able. And I've set 183 of them.
That's true.
Oh.
That's true.
You've been going downhill since Pro Skater 3.
Ooh.
For true sports fans, this was finished as soon as they heard the matchup.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
Wow.
So I understand there were a lot of references in there. I didn't get any
Yeah, I
of
was about
them.
to say, probably.
I just knew they were references.
Okay. All right. There was years and years ago, there was an infamous trade that happened
Right.
between it was I believe it was the Edmonton Oilers and the Kings. The Oilers had just won the Stanley Cup. I think it was their second or third Stanley Cup with Wayne Gretzky as their leader. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I got it. All right. I think so. I'm not a hockey historian, so I'm not completely up on it. But it was pretty much an under the table under the table deal that was kept under wraps until it was already done, and everyone felt betrayed. Everyone felt betrayed by the Oilers, and the Oilers fans felt like betrayed because of all the things that had happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Wayne Gretzky went to the Sacramento Kings, and then that was not Sacramento. I forget where the Kings are now. I mean, hockey. I don't keep up with hockey as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of going downhill since Pro Skater 3, which is the one that me and Ben
Yeah.
which the Tony Hawk games, Pro Skater 3 is seen as like the best one. It's seen as like the pinnacle. I thought that 4 was actually really good as well. I don't think it was as good as 3, but still I thought 4 was really good. And then after that,
And then there was
Underground, and then it just crashed.
crashed
they
and
and burned.
bad. Did Pro Skater 5 come out?
No, Pro
this
Skater
year?
5 came out last year.
Yeah,
and
and
it
it
was a cluttered
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah, that was the thing. They had like 8 different UI designs all at the same time. Like
That's
there were 8 different fonts on screen for different UI elements.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
It's just like, what is
it's like this is
happening?
horrible. Why is this put together this way? What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, talk about X Games was
Yeah,
ooh,
That
'cause-
was the line that did it for me because I thought they're both pretty even, but that
Yeah,
one kind of pushed
that
it over
line
the
got me.
Well, because Tony Hawk is on his fourth wife, and Wayne Gretzky he's been solid with his first wife, and that hasn't had no controversies or no ill rumors or anything like that. And from what everyone has said, Wayne Gretzky is actually a really stand up guy, whereas Tony Hawk is seen as a bit of a philanderer in some people's eyes, which honestly, if that's his life and he's okay with dealing with the drama, that's all on him. I don't personally agree with it, but that's him. Anyone else pick up anything? Not have trouble picking up anything?
Well, I'm just, I don't know. I'm just thinking about like comparing the two. I don't know if there were necessarily a lot of things like I didn't understand. I feel like for me, a lot of stuff was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out like what my opinion is of like who
Yeah.
won. Because I'm sitting here and I'm kind of like still processing.
Well, all right. I've got something we could talk about while everybody's processing. So the last couple ERBs
Yeah.
have felt kind of ridiculous.
This one seemed very balanced.
This one was super balanced, and it seemed like an actual battle. Like Wonder Woman versus Stevie Wonder. What?
That was kind of strange.
Yeah. There was.
Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. Not
It's
going to
like-
touch that with a 10-foot pole.
It's like, hey, let's redo a previous rap battle, and then not make it a battle, make it a political statement.
That one. Yeah.
Bruce Banner versus Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner, yeah.
Political statement, not battle.
Yeah. If you want to make it a battle, make it a battle. Go all in.
Yeah, and this feels like a return to form.
Yeah.
Well, I
it
think
does.
the last one was what? Ash Ketchum versus Charles
Ash
Darwin.
Ketchum versus
versus
Charles Darwin.
That was another one.
Not really a battle. That one was weird. I'm
No,
like, what did
okay,
you- what?
people were pissed off at us because we said, oh, you all get pissed off whenever Ash mentions, Charles Darwin's son dying young. What about there was another battle where we point out like a fictional character.
Anna versus Rapunzel.
Oh yeah, Anna versus Rapunzel, and it was princess rap battle.
Yeah.
And it was
And it was
Rapunzel.
pointed out, yeah.
It was because of Rapunzel pointing out Anna's parents dying and everything. It's just like, you all are such hypocrites. I mean, it's like, well, first off, Anna's a fictional character, and secondly, Rapunzel had the better lines.
Did we say that was such a
That wasn't the
great shot?
definitive point.
No,
Yeah.
that wasn't the definitive
Because
point.
I'm pretty sure we've consistently denied that dead family jokes are funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and also people say, "Oh, you all that won the debate. That won it for it." No,
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. It was Rapunzel's other lines, and also okay. In this, I can okay. For me, Wayne Gretzky won because of the better lines, because of the X Games line, and because of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 line.
All right. We've got Gretzky. We've got 1-0 Gretzky. Anybody else want to throw an opinion?
I'm the same. I didn't get the Pro Skater 3 reference. I knew it was a zinger, but
Yeah.
I have no idea what Pro Skater 3 is. But the X Games got me.
Yeah.
2-0 for Gretzky.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm still kind of leaning towards Tony Hawk, mainly because I feel like he consistently had digs that we all reacted to.
Oh, that
I feel like
yeah.
he consistently throughout had small digs that we all went oof, oof.
Yeah, yeah,
and I
that's-
feel
I
like
get
Gretzky
that.
only had like one or
Had
two
a couple
larger
of
ones.
had a couple of big zingers.
They were
but
big zingers.
Tony
but
Hawk was
overall,
consistent the more ways.
he was consistent in tone. I felt like his attitude was more consistent. At first, I kind of thought that Gretzky was kind of going to be a joke when he first started his delivery. I was like, oh man, is this going to be? Who was it that we saw? It was Doctor Who versus
versus
Doc
Doc
Brown.
Brown.
Doc Brown. Yeah, whenever
Yeah.
like they had Doc Brown and we were like, ooh, why did he deliver it like that? I thought it was going to be kind of
Yeah.
slow, like the way he started it. I was kind of annoyed with him, honestly. But then, he picked it up. And so he did a good job, and he had a few good zingers. But honestly, I'm remembering a lot of things that Tony Hawk said, like lines about doing Gretzky's daughter.
Ooh.
And
that was
he said that. I'm trying to think what else. He also talked about how he's inspired a lot of kids to get into skating.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, I've inspired more people than Vans.
That's true. Yeah.
So he had consistently, there were a lot of things that I went, ooh, okay.
Yeah, it was constant attack.
It was constant attack. It was
yeah.
constant digs. I just feel like Gretzky had like one or two big ones.
Yeah,
and I feel like
yeah, I get
most of
that.
the stuff was just talking about how awesome he was. It wasn't really
Yeah,
dig. He was just kind of like,
it was
I'm
the whole
so
Phil
cool.
Fish argument. Compare your
I'm
life
so
to
cool.
mine, then kill
And then
yourself.
he just talked about hockey a lot.
Yeah,
He
that's
kind of
true.
made a lot of hockey references. So,
Yeah,
woo.
that's
all
fair.
right.
All right.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So 2 Gretzky, 1 Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb, what do you got?
Me?
Yep.
I thought it was pretty close. I may have to go Gretzky though,
All right.
just because
okay.
I liked his. He kind of classed it up. Like he didn't have to play like low.
Yeah,
ball
he didn't have to
That's
do
true.
low ball.
Yeah,
or
he
low
didn't
shots.
low blow.
because
Yeah.
he's
Low
like,
blow.
yeah, or Tony Hawk was like, your hot daughter, and
Yeah, I
Um,
can see where you're coming from with
but
that.
I did like the X Games reference.
That was really
But
good. Yeah.
what put it over for me was the achievements between them. They're 184, and I have 183.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
So,
was
I
good
mean-
too,
That was
yeah.
a good one too. Yeah, but I think those were like the main 2 big that I
Yeah.
remember that Gretzky made.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so that's a hat trick for Gretzky.
Ben.
You
You're
know,
finna-
honestly, I've got to go Gretzky as well.
4-1.
I mean, there were, it was a little bit more, it was a little less lowbrow. I felt like he got in some better, memorable jabs more than Tony Hawk did. And one of the ones that got me was, you had this big trick, and then a 12-year-old in his yard did it. So
Well, yeah, the 1080. Well, actually, it was a 12-year-old kid who did a 1080.
Yeah.
and
And
it
it-
was really impressive. But
and it's just like, ooh, well, that's
that 12-year-old kid, he was so small that he was able to rotate more than Tony Hawk. Well,
Well,
Tony
yeah.
Hawk is 6'4" and almost like 190 pounds.
yeah. But I mean, the point still stands.
Yeah.
So
12-year-old kid.
yeah,
outdid him.
honestly, I think,
Genetics does play a lot into things.
yeah. I mean, Gretzky got in, I think, more memorable shots. Tony Hawk had some good bits, but in the end, Gretzky won.
You felt
for me.
Gretzky. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
4-1.
4-1
for Gretzky.
So yeah, that was.
I mean, I still like your argument makes perfect sense.
No,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I get that
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
But honestly, overall, I think we've picked Gretzky
Yeah.
overall 4-1.
4-1. So there we go.
So
Now we
yeah.
look forward to the comment section informing us how we were wrong.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because that
Yeah, that's always something.
Or,
It's-
you know,
it's
telling
just
me
be
to
like,
shut up,
You
'cause-
and always people just be like, you guys are not the be all end all. You should shut up.
we know we're not the
We're
be all
ne-
end
we
all.
never said we
say that all
were.
the time. We're
we
not the
never
be all
say
end
we
all.
are. So God have mercy,
We're
shut up.
We're 5
Okay,
people on a
you-
couch
you know
thinking.
What, though? I think one of my favorite things to do is I like to go through the comments and like reply to people.
Oh yeah.
And people they don't think that it's me. They'll like reply and they'll be trying to like inform me of things. Like one was like, when are you guys gonna do the live stream of the Secret of Anastasia? And I replied and I was like, oh, we already did. Like they already did that, basically
Yeah.
saying, like us. And then someone replied, yeah, you can visit here, and they gave me the link. And I was like, no, it's okay, I was there. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
didn't think of it like that happens actually a lot. So sometimes I like to go through and reply to stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like one of my
I've-
favorate pastimes, honestly. which
I've
is
been
sad.
known to go through and reply to a few comments here and there. People like, oh, when's this gonna happen? It's like, oh, and they're like, oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, actually.
They
so
get
nice.
so
Actually-
hype if you reply.
Yeah, right?
That's
It's great.
and I like doing. I'm doing that more now than I have been. I've been paying more attention. Well, I always get the comments. They come through to my phone.
Yeah, Nate sees every
Yeah, I
comment.
see
you
every
guys.
comment.
Yeah, we read them, guys.
So,
we really
yeah.
do. So
So
stop
we-
saying inappropriate things about women.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and also, you don't have to let us know when the ERB is. We know.
Yeah.
It's
We,
true.
I'm subscribed to them.
we know.
Yep.
So
We know when the ERB is. We know when the Ruby is out.
yeah. So
we know.
everyone.
We
So
got
everyone
it.
out there. Everyone out there. I was just gonna say. Also, okay. Speaking on last thing on the comments. When someone like says like a mean comment, it's just like, oh, these fat f's need to shut up and all this and all that, and it's just like, it's like these guys need to shut up. I mean, honestly, who these guys think they are? I mean, they're this and I'm just like, and it's just like, will they ever shut up? And I just go,
Nope.
no.
Heck
like
no.
a simple no, and like
I don't-
that gets like 100 upvotes.
I don't understand the attitude of this is painful for me to watch, so I'm going to sit here and watch it.
Sit here and watch it and then comment
go
it.
through the effort of leaving a comment about
Well,
it.
because
Logic
also,
fail.
If you get comments and even if you get thumbs up and thumbs down, you still get ad revenue from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I told someone that one time. It's just like, you do realize for every comment you place on here, that's just a little more ad revenue for me. And they're like, shut up, fat ass. And I'm like, cha-ching.
Good.
It really is, guys. Like
It is.
Yeah, but-
no matter good press, bad press. I mean, hell, Kim Kardashian gets nothing but bad press. And look how much money she's made.
Exactly, because as long as
Oh,
people
God, I
are
just
talking
compared
about
myself
you.
to Kim Kardashian. My life is over.
Hey, as long
And
as-
time,
hey.
time to end the video.